Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the parallel session at the International Conference on Advancement in Data Science, E-Learning and Information System, or ICADES 2026. My name is Cindy Mudiantini, and I am honored to serve as the moderator for these sessions. Today, we have a series of remarkable presentations that will explore natural language processing and sentiment analysis. Before we begin, allow me to outline the format for this session. Each presenter will have 10 minutes to deliver their presentation. At the 8th minute, a reminder will appear that there are 2 minutes left. At the 10th minute, I will state time is up, followed by 5-minute question and answer segment. For online session, a maximum of 15 minutes per presenter for Q&A sessions, but can be extended to 20 minutes if needed. I kindly ask all attendees to hold their questions until the Q&A session after each presentation. If a presenter is not ready to present within 1 minute of their scheduled time, we will proceed with the next presenter. The presenter who was not ready will be rescheduled to present at the end of the sessions after all presenters have finished. During other presenter sessions, please mute your microphone unless permitted to speak. I would like to remind all presenters to change your display name to your paper ID, followed by your full name. For example, paper ID underscore your full name. And please make sure to use official virtual background provided for this session. This helps maintain a consistent and professional appearance throughout the event. Now let me inform you about the presentation order. The first presenter will be Mr. Krishna Abipadana, followed by Mr. Adiarta Wibisono Hasnan, followed by Mrs. Ria Febriandini, and lastly, Mr. Darren Christian. Please make sure you are ready when your turn comes. Now, without further ado, let us welcome our first presenter, Mr. Krishna Abipadana. He will present a paper titled Enhancing Indonesian Sentiment Analysis via LLM-Driven Sarcasm Detections and Ensemble Learning. You have 10 minutes. Place and time are welcome.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Distinguished session chairs, fellow presenters, and esteemed attendees. Thank you for having me today. My name is Krishna Abipadana from the Faculty of Computer Science, Universitas Indonesia. Today, I'm honored to present our research paper titled Enhancing Indonesian Sentiment Analysis via LLM-Driven Sarcasm Detection and Ensemble Learning. Here the outline of this presentation. First is introduction, method, result and discussion, and conclusion. Let's begin with the core problem. Sarcasm is one of the biggest challenge in natural language processing due to its implicit and contrastive nature, where the intended meaning inherently contradicts the literal expression. Sarcasm frequently misleads sentiment analysis system, leading to incorrect prediction. While sarcasm detection itself has been studied extensively as independent task, its actual integration into sentiment analysis framework remains relatively unaddressed. This gap is especially prominent for the Indonesian language, where most existing sentiment system is heavily rely on traditional machine learning that struggle to capture such complex linguistic nuance. Moving to the next challenge, a major bottleneck in this field is scarcity of publicly available Indonesian sarcasm dataset, which has been highlighted in recent work. Because of this reliability of supervised model uh, that use for sarcasm aware system is often compromised by potential domain mismatch. This happens particularly when the model is applied to real-world social media that uh, substantially from its limited training context. Furthermore, the previous state-of-the-art paper in English sarcasm-aware sentiment analysis, denoted as reference to in our paper, explicitly states the critical need for richer text representation to power an effective ensemble voting mechanism. Driven by this challenge, our study proposed an LM-driven approach combined with ensemble learning to bridge these gaps. Let's move on the dataset that used in this study. For our primary data source, we utilize a dataset consisting of tweets from 2024 Indonesian presidential election, which has originally provided by Firdaus. This dataset contains 6,757 Indonesian language tweets captured during the 2024 election period, specifically focusing on discussion surrounding by uh, presidential candidates. To enable a sarcasm-aware system, we need sarcasm labels to serve as auxiliary features. In our framework, the sarcasm label were initially generated by LLM. However, to ensure the validity and reliability of this label, we conduct a rigorous verification process. We perform human annotation on a representative sample of the data. We then calculate the Cohen kappa to measure the level of agreement between the human annotator and the LLM generate labels. This verification step is crucial to ensure the auxiliary features used by our model are objective and re- reliable. Then existing methods. Uh, First, if we look at the current state of Indonesian sarcasm-aware sentiment analysis, most existing frameworks still heavily rely on traditional machine learning, both for generating the sarcasm auxiliary features and for the final sentiment analysis classification. These traditional models struggle to capture the complex contextual nuance of sarcasm on social media. Second, in English sarcasm-aware sentiment analysis, the framework still slightly more advanced. They already utilize pre-trained language models to generate sarcasm label as auxiliary features. However, their final sentiment analysis component still rely on conventional deep learning architecture, which limits their capacity to integrate this feature optimally. Furthermore, when it comes to combining multiple models, the common practice in existing ensemble learning framework is to use normal hard voting, while simple hard voting often miss the subtle probabilistic confidence score that individually model can offer. Then our method. To tackle the data scarcity issue, we complement feature prompting with the large language model Qwen 2.5 to generate our sarcasm label automatically. Second, for the score sentiment analysis task, we utilize pre-trained language model. Unlike on conventional system, RPLM integrate the previously generate sarcasm label as an auxiliary feature to give the model contextual awareness. Third, to combine the strength of this model, we introduce hard voting ensemble learning mechanism. However, instead of normal hard voting, we enhance the we enhance it by introducing a confident threshold base. This en- uh, this method to ensure that model vote is only counted if prediction probability meets strict certainty of requirement. Then move to the results. First, regarding the data validation, the agreement level between the human annotator and the LLM labeling uh, achieve a Cohen-Kappa score of 0.5588. According to standard benchmark, this falls into moderate agreement category. This score indicates that the sarcasm label generated by Qwen 2.5 are reliable and consistent enough to be used as auxiliary feature for our next task. On this slide, we present the baseline accuracy result. As starting point, the traditional sarcasm-aware baseline score 0.727 in accuracy. When moving to the transformer-based model, we see a substantial increase in performance. In Ubertweet, Vanilla reached 0.88 and in the P2 Vanilla reached an accuracy of 0.907.
Sorry, Mr. Krishna, just a reminder, there are 2 minutes left for the presentations.
Then third slide. In this slide, we display the evaluation result for our proposed ensemble method, specifically scenario 3, 4, and 5. As you can see, our proposed method reached its absolute highest performance using Indobert V2 under scenario 3, delivering an accuracy of 0.913. Meanwhile, Indobert performed at its best under scenario 4 with an accuracy of 0.879. This variance suggests that different language model require different confidence threshold balance to achieve optimal sarcasm-aware sentiment prediction. Then move to the conclusion. To conclude, the main takeaways from our study. First, this research successfully demonstrate that integrating sarcasm detection via a hybrid LLM and PLM approach can enhance sentiment analysis performance on Indonesian political discourse. Second, our proposed threshold-based ensemble learning under scenario 3, which leverage Qwen 2.5 for viewshot labeling and Indobert P2 for fine-tuning, achieve the absolute highest accuracy of 91.27%. Finally, for future work, we plan to explore more robust LLM prompting strategies to better capture complex pragmatic nuance in sarcasm detection. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I'm now open to any question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Krishna, for the insightful presentations. We will now open the floor for questions. If you have a question, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom. Kindly state your name and affiliation before asking your questions. All right, if there are no questions, I would like to ask a questions. Could you briefly explain the main contribution or novelty for your research compared to previous studies? Thank
Uh,
you.
Thank you for the question. So the novelty of this research compared to previously study that still use uh, the previously study on Indonesian sarcasm aware sentiment analysis is still use we can see here uh, the previously study from Indonesian sarcasm aware sentiment analysis still use traditional machine learning for sarcasm auxiliary features and sentiment analysis. So our proposed method using the uh, uh, we combine the LM to generating sarcasm labels. Then the sarcasm labels used for PLM, pre-trained language model, to fine tuning, and then uh, used for ensemble learning with her voting threshold base.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Krishna. Does anyone have any more questions? We have 2 minutes. Okay, if no question, uh, you can turn off your presentations. Thank you, Mr. Krishna. Okay, due time constraint, we must now move on. If you have additional questions, we encourage you to Mr. Krishna during the break sessions. Okay, let us now proceed to our next presenter. Please welcome Mr. Adiarta Wibisono Hasnan, who will present a paper titled Comparative Study of Machine Learning, Transformer, and Generative Models for Sentiment Analysis. You have 10 minutes. Place and time are welcome.
Okay, thank you. But before that, could you hear my voice? Is my voice clear enough?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Adiarta Wibisono Hassan, and thank you for everyone who's here today. Today, I'm going to present about uh, our study, which is comparative study of machine learning transformer and generative AI for sentiment analysis. Without further ado, let me go into this. In the content list, we have introduction, method, result, and discussion, and lastly, conclusion. Introduction. Public discussion on AI-based surveillance reflect growing concern and support, particularly regarding privacy, ethics, and security, as these technologies become increasingly integrated into modern society and continue to influence public trust, acceptance, and policy-related debates. As for the data set, I use a secondary data set which I get from Kaggle from Mr. Ahsan K, which titled Public Sentiment Analysis on AI Surveillance. In here, there is 6,860 data, which me and my partner label into 2,989 positive, 2,299 neutral sentiment, and lastly, 1,572 negative sentiment. As for my research objective, it is to analyze public sentiment toward AI-based surveillance. Secondly, it is to compare performance of traditional machine learning, transformer, and generative AI. And lastly, is to evaluate the effectiveness of generative AI using few-shot prompting. And as for the model, as I said before, for the traditional machine learning, I use SVM model. As for the transformer base, I use BERT base, and as for the generative AI, I use Llama. As for the methods, okay. The methods is there are 6 methods. First of all is the data set or data collecting, as I said previously. Next, we do EDA. EDA is a process where we analyze the data, what type of data it is. In here, I use word cloud, and we use boxplot to see how many feature there is in there, and then use pre-processing. As for the pre-processing, the SVM method, the pre-processing is just simple pre-processing, which is basically cleansing, and then we use stock port removal, etc., etc. As for BERT, just like SVM, but it is way more complex. We use tokenizer, truncate, padding, and as for the Llama, we don't really pre-process it. We let the generative AI pre-process it by itself. As for the feature extraction, in SVM we use TF-IDF, and as for the BERT we use BERT embedding, and as for the Gen AI we use prompting. The modeling, as I said before, we use 3 model. Then we evaluate the model. Let's go to result and discussion. As you can see here, the result is really high on the BERT base, which is 83%, by followed with SVM with 74%, and lastly it was Llama. Here you could see that the precision in the Llama is very low. Why? I will explain in the next slide. Okay, let's go to the confusion matrix. First of all, we are in the SVM. The SVM confusion matrix reveal reasonably strong performance, but with one critical weakness. For the negative class, the model correctly classified 112 tweets. However, 22 tweets was misclassified as neutral, while 23 as positive. For the neutral class, the model correctly predicted 141 tweets, but 68 was misclassified misclassified as positive, and this is the main friction point. And then we have 254 tweets that are predicted positively and is correct. Okay, as for the BERT, which has an 83% accuracy, this shows that it correctly predicted on all sides of the sentiment with 127 sentiment correctly predicted on negative, 181 predicted on neutral, while 263 sentiment were correctly predicted as negative. And lastly, it is the Llama. In here, we could see that it definitely misclassified. In here, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that we train this Llama with few shot, and the prompt that we use is first of all we define the 3 sentiment, which is positive, negative, and neutral, and next we tell and then we prompt the example from each of the data set. But fortunately, it didn't manage to predict the negative and positive. This thing, the model only predicted all of it as neutral. one of the main reason of this is probably because we didn't fine tune it, and we want to fine tune it, but unfortunately we didn't have enough resource to do so. So yeah. As for the conclusion is BERT achieved the best performance with accuracy of 83%. Balanced precision, recall, and advanced score, proving transformer-based model are more effective for sentiment classification, while SVM remain a competitive baseline at 74%, suitable when simplicity, interpretability, and low computational costs are prioritized, while Llama underperformed significantly at accuracy only 41%, predicting all sample as neutral. Without prompting alone is insufficient without fine-tune. Public sentiment on AI surveillance is dominated by neutral informational, with positive leaning towards security benefit and negative focusing on privacy and ethic concern. Transformer model outperform classic machine learning model in handling short, noisy, contextual dependent social media text. As for our future research, uh, in our next research, we would like to, first of all, add the method into our generative AI. We don't want to only use Llama. We would like to use GPT-4 and Mistral. And not only that, we would like to fine tune it, probably using LoRa or any other parameter efficient method. And we would like to compare it against BERT and our traditional machine learning model. Next, we would like to explore assembly framework combining discriminative plus generative models. This would result in, we hope, a better accuracy of the model. And lastly, we would like to expand to large and more balanced multilingual data sets, not only our secondary data sets. That's all from us. Thank you for listening. And if there are any question, please ask away.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Adiarta, for that insightful presentation. We will now open the floor for questions. If you have a question, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom. Kindly state your name and affiliation before asking your questions. All right, if there are no questions, I would like to ask questions. What challenge did you encounter during this research, and how could future studies improve this work? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Cindy. The challenge that we have on doing these things, probably the hardest one is most likely the labeling process and the training in the generative AI model. Because the generative AI model is not really a usual topic, so we need to do extra research on it. And while the labeling, it's not really easy to manually label 6,000 data, even though it doesn't take too long, but still a time-consuming process. And lastly, future research. Sorry, what are the future research question again?
How could future studies improve this work?
Okay, yeah, future study could improve this work by, like I said before, our model, which is the generative AI Llama 3 model, is not particularly good at predicting the sentiment model. Maybe if there's a research on a better model that could predict the sentiment model, it would really help us a lot.
Okay, thank you for your asking. And does anyone have any more questions? Okay, if no more question, thank you, Mr. Adiarta. You can turn off your presentations.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, now we must move on. If you have additional questions, we encourage you to approach Mr. Adiarta during the break sessions. Okay, uh, let us now proceed to our next presenter. Please welcome Mrs. Ria Febriandini, who will present a paper titled Public Perception and Sentiment Toward Rupiah Redenominations on Social Media Using Indobird. You have 10 minutes. Place and time are welcome.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Honorable the MC and all participants, thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Ria Febriandini. Today, I will present our research titled Public Perception and Sentiment toward Rupiah Redenomination on Social Media Using Indobird, conduct together with my supervisor, Mr. Alfian Akbar Ghazali. This presentation covers 4 sections: introduction, methods, result and discussion, and conclusion. Let us start with introduction. Rupiah redenomination simplifies currency nominal value by removing zero without reducing purchasing power. Example, 1,000 becomes 1 rupiah, but the value remains the same. It is fundamentally different from centering. Despite its technical benefits, this policy has triggered widespread public concern, especially around inflation and economic stability, and these concerns are heavily expressed on social media. However, exciting studies rely mostly on lexicon-based or basic econometric approaches. No prior study has compared transformer-based models against traditional machine learning baseline for this specific policy domain. That is the gap we address. Okay, next we have 3 research questions. The first, how does Indobird perform compared to SVM across platform? The second is, how do platform-specific linguistic characteristics affect model performance? And third, how much does slang normalization contribute to accuracy? Okay. Next, let us begin to methods. Data was scraped using keywords rupiah redenominasi rupiah, 1000 jadi 1, redenominasi, and rupiah baru. Preprocessing involved 4 steps: cleaning, scaffolding, slang formalization, converting informal terms like YG to yang, and sentiment annotation. 300 samples, which is 100 per platform, were manually labeled by 2 annotators with an overall coherence kappa of 0.79. Indobird or Indobird PESP2 was fine-tuned via hedging and compare and against at SVM baseline using TV IDV, but under the same 80/20 split. Next, let's move to result and discussion. Overall, negative sentiment dominates at 49.97%, neutral at 34.74%, and positive at only 15.29%. Per platform, TikTok is the most negative at 56.77%, driven by emotional short-form content. YouTube follows at 50.13%. X or Twitter is notably different with 51.39% neutral, reflecting more informative discussions. We also saw a major discussion spike in November 2025, triggered by the Ministry of Finance 2025 to 2029 strategic plan prioritizing redenomination. LDA topic modeling identified three core public concerns: macroeconomic integrity, personal attitudes, and price impact. Overall, Indorbird outperforms SVM in 0.67 versus 0.57 in accuracy. On X or Twitter, Indorbird 0.80 versus SVM 0.70. On TikTok, Indorbird 0.65 versus SVM 0.35. A significant gap showing Indorbird's strength on informal text. The exception is YouTube, where SVM leads 0.65 versus 0.55 due to the very small test set of only 20 samples, which is a limitation we acknowledge. Most importantly, the ablation study showed that without slang normalization, accuracy was 0.37 within 0.168, nearly double from preprocessing step alone. This confirmation how critical domain-aware preprocessing is for Indonesian social media text. Finally, the conclusion. Two key conclusions. First, public sentiment is predominantly negative, driven by money illusion, anxiety from seeing nominal figure shrinking, and sonoring trauma, which is the misconception that redenomination equals devaluation. Bank Indonesia needs transparent, targeted communication campaign to address this concern before implementation. Second, Indorbird outperforms SVM for informal Indonesian text, and slang normalization is most critical preprocessing step in our pipeline. For future work, should focus on large annotated dataset, cross-platform transfer learning, and better handling of regional dialects and sarcasm. That concludes my presentation. I sincerely thanks to ICADE's 2026 committee and honorable judges for your time and attention. I now welcome any question or suggestion from the panel. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Miss Ria, for that insightful presentations. Now we will open the floor for questions. If you have a question, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom. Kindly state your name and affiliation before asking your questions. All right, if there are no questions, maybe Mrs. Ria, I would like to ask a questions. Could you briefly explain the main motivation behind this research and why this topic is important?
Okay, thank you for the question, Mrs. Cindy. Could you give me just a moment to make sure I address it properly?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thanks for the question, Mrs. Cindy. May I answer the question? The motivation came from observing how widely the redenomination discourse spread on social media, especially in Indonesia. We noticed that public reaction were often emotional and based on misconception. Yet no study had systematically analyzed this using advanced NLP methods that gave motivated to us explore how to the public truly feels about these lies to the lens of social media data. And why is the research important? The research is important because public acceptance is a critical factor for the success of any monetary policy. If the government moves forward with redomination without understanding public sentiment first, it risks significant resistance. Our finding give policy makers, particularly Bank Indonesia, empirical evidence of where public anxiety lies and which platforms carry the most negative sentiment, so they can design more targeted and effective communication strategies before implementation.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Ria, for your answer. Okay, does anyone have any more questions? Okay, if no more questions, we must now move on. If you have additional questions, we encourage you to approach Mrs. Ria during the break sessions. Okay, let us now proceed to our next presenter. Please welcome Mr. Darren Christian, who will present a paper titled Exploring People Perceptions of DeepSeek Open Source Model on X Social Media Using Sentiment Analysis. You have 10 minutes, place and time are welcome.
Okay, thank you. Do my sound is heard?
Yes, your sound is clear.
Okay, do my screen is visible?
Yes, we have to see your presentations.
Okay. Okay, good morning, Miss India and Mr. Robert and everyone. Okay, my name is Darren Christian and my mentor was Evaristo Siddiq Badja. Today I want to present you about our research. So the content list was starting from introduction to conclusion to explain all the research of our research. And then there's introduction. So the purpose of this research to know what the public perception about the DeepSeek AI model itself as a new model. The main focus is, of course, to know the public perception. Why? Because it was the new model AI, how the public will react to the model. And then the research background of our research was. The first is, as you can see in this chart, the DeepSeek model have almost high than other model, and it was meaning it was very powerful model. Then is the other research background is the stack from NVIDIA. It means when the DeepSeek model was launched, this stock was really goes down. It means it can affect the economic stability. And then the comparison of DeepSeek user member in every country, as you can see, Indonesia has the top 3, and the first is China, of course, because it was the model, the region model it was made, and India, Indonesia, America, and France. And then the research question, the first is a research question, what is public sentiment about DeepSeek and the issue about the DeepSeek AI itself, and how various model machine learning will perform in this research. And the research objective it will be provide the analysis of public sentiment and then identify the issue and assessing the performance of each model that used in this research. And the research benefit is to know the insight of public about DeepSeek model and then helping communities, startups, nonprofits, and other organizations, and determining the sentiment itself about DeepSeek. And this is the research scope. The research will be take data 12,000 plus from X, and then collect public post to specific keyword, collecting data focus on social media platform X or Twitter, and compiling data from January through December 2025. And then the methods, sorry. Yeah. As you can see, this is the flow chart. You can divide it to 4 sections by the color. First is the blue one is to crawling process or to take the data, and then the preparation data to the green, and then the yellow one is to sentiment labeling and how I get the sentiment, and then for the red is for this visualization of the data. Okay, so this is the CRISP-DM process because this research will be use CRISP-DM. First is business understanding is to connect between the research problem or the research background to how the method will perform in this research. And then this is data understanding. It will be concluding all the how I get the data from like crawling the text to using the NLP and then take it to the ABT, analytical base table. And then this is the scraping process, such as I use many keywords like DeepSeek or DeepSeek AI or other hashtag. And in language, it's only English, and the data limit is 5,000. This scraping process is launched in iteration way, so it will be run multiple. And then the data preparation is to how the data will be prepared before it will be fed into the machine learning. So like validation, such as duplicate validation, because when I scrape the data, it's really dirty. It can contain ads or unrelated contents, and it will be content like ID validation. It's like maybe if I take the same ID, I will just take one and then content sentence validation. Sometimes the ID is different, but the content is same. It will be validated in here. Okay, so next is the modeling. I use 4 SVM random forest, BERT and RoBERTa. This is the parameter of SVM and RoBERTa. Wait, this is the modeling for BERT and RoBERTa parameter. Next is evaluation. This is the accuracy of each model. So the highest accuracy was achieved by RoBERTa. And the discussion, this is the word cloud. As you can see, there is many words that appear in this chart. Especially we can see the negative one, such as data. It means the public concern about data is really high in the bar chart. Then here, the positive was really it's over the negative, but it's not really that much gap. It mean it's still mix for the sentiment. And then the bird topic, and this is in order how many the topics. As you can see, the data was the highest. It means the public was really concerned about their data that goes into DeepSeek AI. So the result is SVM model use a kernel linear to divide it to only positive and negative, and the random forest model is use criterion Gini to make the impurity more better for each tree. And then the BERT model use the model BERT uncase is the most general model to, yeah, it's almost the powerful one, good accuracy for text with the epoch E5. And then the Roberta model, this is just a Roberta uncase is general too. In it powerful too to process text data. And this is the result of each model from precision recall F1 score support divided by negative and positive. And then this is the confusion matrix. As you can see, the more bold the color is, it's mean there is more data in there. So there is many true negative and true positive. And in here, as you can see, is more bolder in Bert and Roberta. And this is the Eroche Auche curve. The more the curve, it will be more better. As you can see, Roberta achieved the most curved one. And conclusion, the public sentiment is dominated by positive, but as I told before, it's not really much gap in the public sentiment. The performance in here and the perception, I mean, the controversies, the data, and users, it's really correlating each other that users have concern in data. And the machine learning performance, the Roberta was achieving the highest accuracy in this research. And for future research, because the accuracy was really high for BERT and Roberta, it can possibly overfitting for this research. So it will be need of future research. And thank you for listening to my presentation. I really sorry if I explain or what, and I'm open to questions. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Darren, for that insightful presentations. We will now open the floor for questions. If you have a questions, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom. Kindly state your name and affiliation before asking your questions. Okay, Mr. Darren,
Yeah.
maybe from me, I would like to ask the questions. What kind of impact do you expect this research to bring to society?
Okay. So the question is what the impact to the society, and it can be seen for my on our research on the research benefit. It will impact. I will focusing on the startup and the nonprofit because DeepSeek was a free model AI. It can be used by anyone else, and it can be used by the nonprofit, of course, because it's free. And in conducting my research, I hope maybe the startup company or a nonprofit company will use my research to know how was DeepSeek really doing in many country, or how the sentiment or the public perception about DeepSeek.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Darren, for your questions.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any more questions? We still have 2 minutes for Q&A sessions. Okay, if no more questions, you can turn off your presentation, Mr. Darren. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the parallel sessions. On behalf of ICHA Days 2026, I would like to thank all our presenters for their exceptional contributions and insights. I would also like to extend my gratitude to all participants for their engagement and thought-provoking questions. We hope this session has been both informative and inspiring. Please be reminded that the next sessions will begin at 12:30 today. We invite you to stay and continue exploring the valuable ideas and discussions presented throughout the conference. Okay, before finish, let's take a group photo for documentations. Please turn on your camera first. Okay. 1, 2, 3, cheers. Okay, thank you once again and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.